What is going on? It's your boy Endless checking back in with an update video. This is the Hydro Force Havana. I've had this now for roughly over 3 months. And I just want to do an update video of what's working for me, how it's working, and just give you guys an update and let you guys know. So I did make a couple modifications for this, which I recommend everybody should do with initial setup. For example, you want to have a foam bottom, something nice and soft. I recommend this. It's cheaper than plywood, but you want to have foam for the bottom. It's an insulation, and cut it out all the way around. You can paint it if you want, it's optional, but I recommend making sure that you've had that done. So that's one modification that we've made. The top up here, I have not purchased a new cover. I do want to get a better top cover, because this one here, as you can see, when it rains, that's why there's dirt up here. I'm always having to drain this off. A couple of the other models that come in actually have an inflatable top, so that's something to take into consideration. But other than that, it still holds the water. I haven't had an issue where it rains so much that the water like seeped through or ripped or anything, so we're not having any issues with that. As far as the heat is concerned, it stays about 104. It is summertime here in North Carolina, and so you know, it's starting to heat up. But I did have this in like the near the end of winter. So now let's go on ahead and open up the top under here, and I just want to show you some modifications which I actually made. I did a little bit of an upgrade, so let me take the cover off. And we are back. I got the cover off, and I just want to show you guys some modifications which I've actually made with this. Just a couple cool features. So what this little thing is down here, this little dissolver, there are jets and bubbles inside of the tub, and they work great, don't get me wrong, but you see all the way across the sides, that's where the bubbles come in at. They actually don't happen from in like the middle or anything. So I went out and bought this little fish pump out here. It's an air pump, and see, it moves, it sits on the bottom, and you can move it. And I tell you what, when you put that underneath your back, it feels really good because you get nice bubbles. So that's one of the features which I've added. It also makes a really cool feature, so if you have other people in the tub, you know, you move it up here, move it into the middle, and put it down, and it's got a weighted bottom, so it'll actually sit. So boom, we're in the middle of it. And here's the best part yet, it actually is controlled. So if I don't want the bubbles at all and I want them low, that's on low, and if I want to have them on high, then I can speed it up like that, and it makes a cool little effect in the water. So if you don't want to have all the bubbles going at one time. So then another little modification that we made here is this right here. We have our little shark tank buddy. It gives us our temperature. Right now it's sitting about, I think, 106 roughly. I think that's what that says, 106. So it is warm, even though the pump says 104. And then the next thing which we have, but this primarily works at night, and I'll have to show you a little clip of it working at night. But this is a solar light, and when you turn it on at night, what it'll do is it'll light up. So, and here's the solar light working. It has all sorts of cool little designs. I love it because it's solar and it lights up the whole pool. When it's darker out, it lights up even more, but it's still a pretty cool looking light. So this is it with all the bubbles on it. But anyway, it has been a wonderful hot tub. It's working great. The number one thing I have to recommend is make sure that your filters stay clean. Make sure you're adding chlorine. This thing does burn through a good bit of chlorine. I don't know if it's because it's in sunlight on the back porch, I'm not sure. But that is something that I would recommend doing, is making sure that your chlorine is set. I actually had to drain it one time when I first got it because I messed up with my chemicals. So another thing is you want to make sure you're using chlorine and not bromite or anything like that, because the bromite, or bromine I think it's called, is bad for the material on this hot tub. So just keep that in mind, especially when you're getting your chemicals ready. So these are the actual what I use for chemicals over here. I have them labeled in steps, but this is primarily what I used for this. You always want to check your hardness and stuff like that. But the main thing is you want dissolving chlorine, and you also want to get this. This is fresh and clear. It's like a, you know, spa oxidizing shock. The lady down there said you want to use this after every swim, especially if you've been sweating a lot. You know, there's all sorts of stuff on your body. If you don't shower before getting into a hot tub, you want to make sure that you're using this, or if you have a party or something, make sure you use it at the end of your hot tub use. Another thing which I use, this is the dissolving chlorine. It works great. It says 1 time per week, but it's more like 2 times per week, at least for myself. And then also, if you're wondering what I'm using for the air filter and stuff like that, this is the pump that I'm using. Notice it has fish on it. This is actually just a normal fish pump with adjustable flow control built into it. And then I had a little top fin large airstone disc, and that's what that is in there. So anyway, if you want more updates regarding this, let me know. Let me know if you have a hot tub that you're using. Are you enjoying it? Because I love this tub. This is like one of the best bang for your buck when it comes down to an inflatable. I mean, this did not count. It was so much cheaper than getting a normal hot tub. It's insane. And the fact that you can actually take it down at the end of the season or whenever you want is great. The filters are cheap to buy. You know, it has an emergency drain plug down there. It has the jets, the heat. And like I said, it stays a good 104 in this tub. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, put them down in the comment section below. It's your boy Endless. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.